You?
I'm fine, Santi. How are you? I think
I'm
that
okay. I'm okay. Thank you
I'm
very much,
scared to ask
Xenia.
you how you are. I don't know. I think really a special time for you during pause this time. I'm
Oh
scared to
no,
ask.
everything is good. Thanks. Everything is going fine.
Okay, I
Right.
will believe. That everything is okay, I will believe.
Great, great. 1 second, please, and I'm
Yeah.
going to share my screen with you. Okay.
hmm
Great. Sorry for being late.
No, it's
I
okay. I
was
was
a little
safe
bit.
today with admin, so.
Yeah, I was a little bit busy in the morning, and sometimes I not calculate really good traffic, especially. Sometimes
Understandable.
the traffic, yeah, it's unpredictable sometimes. Great. Okay, so let's talk about homework. Really cool. Really nice project. Beautiful, beautiful done.
But it's not realistic. My question was.
And I think probably that I know the reason. Um, in real life, we have, of course, oh no, well, no, not in real life, but in real photographer, in real photos, right? The anti-aliasing is a very, very important characteristic, right? So I think sometimes we exaggerate sometimes how sharp the anti-aliasing must be, right? I think one of the main reasons that probably I don't feel, I'm not going to tell you that it's not realistic, but I don't feel like a natural,
hmm
like a
hmm
lighting concept.
Yep.
I think it's because the anti-aliasing is slightly sharper. If you compare with this one, the anti-aliasing looks a little bit more, like a kind of not blurred, but more soft, right? In this one, can you see the detail is pretty much, I think let me explain you, sorry, let me explain you with Photoshop and
Yes,
you will
explain.
see the difference.
Yep.
Yeah. In this particular case, I think what we can improve about the card trace
hmm
could be like create like a uniform amount of card rays. So more or less, I'm talking about this kind of result. Sometimes the cloudy texture in the fog might works,
hmm
right? Depends of the context of the project, right?
Yep.
So for example, in this project, the cloudy effect in the fog. Let me show you. Yeah, can you see? It's
hmm
working. Can you see? It's working
Yep.
really nice. It's not really exaggerated. It's really subtle, but it's working. But in this other project, it's working better. A uniform amount of countries. Can you see? No
hmm
cloudy texture on it. So I believe that in the project that you are doing right now, in this one, I think it's going to fit better a uniform because as you can see right now, because it looks a little bit cloudy.
hmm
So it looks a little bit weird. Can you see you have like a
Yeah.
small accents here, 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 but I don't feel the guardrails
hmm
in a uniform way. Yeah, that could be my suggestion. Okay, so let me explain you the anti-aliasing advice. 1 second. Okay. So I'm going to copy this image and I'm going to open in Photoshop.
It was better to create with fog, without fog actually, because I created by the fog by the shape, and it's better to
No, the
create it.
fog the fog is okay. The fog is okay. It's nothing related with the fog itself, but it is the pattern of the fog. It is
Yeah,
the
that's what
shape
I
of
mean.
the fog.
Uh,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean that to put smoke plugin, not a plugin. How is the name of this? When we create yeah,
Noise.
noise,
Noise.
yeah, noise
Yeah,
smoke. I
only
think
put
it's
yeah,
better
only
not.
put noise and only put
Mhm,
fractal option.
mhm.
That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah, that's it.
yeah. I was thinking about it because I'm not glad about this, and I think that at the first I create too much big recourse to take too much a lot, no, a lot of things inside one picture,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's look like futuristic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So 1 second, please. It's opening. Yeah, it's open now. So let me explain you this. Yeah. So probably I'm going to try to do it by hand. I'm not really sure how it's going to work, but let me show you, okay?
Uh-huh.
So here I have an act. Oh, let me explain. I'm going to create a new layer, okay? I'm going to fill
Mhm.
it with black.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go. I'm going to change the blending mode into screen. Okay, now the black layer pretty much is invisible. You are not going to see the black color. Now use a color balance. Okay, and link. Clip, sorry. Let's clip. Okay. Now I'm going to more or less, I'm going to draw the area
Yeah.
of the affectation of the fog. I think probably can have let me go. Yeah, I'm going to follow like yeah, looking good. And I'm going to create a diagonal that I can see here. Yeah, more or less, right? More or less. Yeah. Now I'm going to select this one. I'm going to select a soft brush. Really big, by the way, in this case. Yeah. And I'm going to decrease the opacity, really low opacity, 20% or something like that. And I'm going to start to paint with white, okay, with white. Yeah. Can you see a uniform amount of guard rays? Definitely is going to work better. Now, in order to control the color, I'm going to play with the color balance. Yeah, I'm going to try to match a beautiful, like a yellowish, kind of orange, also warm effect. Yep, looks nice.
Yep.
Yep, nice. Control D in order to deselect. Now I need to blur the edges, right? Because looks kind of weird. So I'm going to convert this into Smart Object, and I'm going to go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, right? Oh, definitely better. Can you see? Definitely is working. It's better. I think, yeah, I think it's the right amount of blur, probably a little bit less. Yeah, there you go. I think it's looking good. Yeah, now I'm going to give it a mask, and I'm going to just fade out, right? I'm going to just fade out a little bit this upper area that you can see it's a little bit more. Now I'm going to paint with black and the layer, right? In order to, yeah, make it more subtle. Yeah. Also, I'm going to try to remove a little bit from the chandeliers. Beautiful chandeliers, by the way. Really like it, the style.
Danke. Danke. I said by German automatically.
Yeah. There you go. Now, I'm going to put all of these, I'm going to put in one group, okay? So the color balance and the black layer, I'm going to put in a group. But don't worry, I'm going to send you also the PSD filing, or you can check
It's
at home.
okay. I understand
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, now I'm going to create a mask, and I'm going to play with the gradient, okay? The gradient, the black and white, in order to make a super nice transition. Oh, sorry, not radial, linear, by the way, linear. Yeah. Now I'm going to try to pull off just a little bit and create like a very, very subtle amount of cadres. And I think we got it. Now you can control a little bit with the opacity if you don't want to, like exaggerate too much, make it natural as possible. In this case, I think around 60, 70% probably. Yeah, it's working good. You can feel the warmth. A little more maybe. 80 or something like that. Yep. Can you see the difference? Uniform guard rays. Yeah, uniform guard rays are going to work better rather than the cloudy texture. Yeah, so I highly recommend only use noise in the distance scale inside the Corona distance, and only use the fractal option. What do you think?
I think too it's much better, absolutely much better. And maybe to try, maybe I will try if I will have time to recreate it, because I was downloaded especially for these Max 3. All these trees are Max 3 with good quality of
Oh yeah, I can
leaves
see
and
the detail.
everything.
Yeah,
And I really downloaded them especially because after I think that maybe to drop the records and to create more closely, because now I look for this. Okay, it's like one preview for one project. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, yeah,
afterwards need to
exactly. I
be
understand.
something more with soul, with some interesting objects, more close-ups and all these things. Because I really can't to accept my work, this one, for myself. I would like to
Mhm.
continue to work a little bit to put a
Yeah, yeah, of
portfolio
course.
and
It's very
focus on this.
important. It's very important be self-critique, right? Self-critique. It's
Yeah,
very
because
important.
I didn't accept. I said to my husband exactly same. I said, I created this and I need to work a little bit more. He said, oh, you create one cafe? I said, it will be, it's the first the bar. The second I
Yeah,
didn't
exactly.
finish. Yeah,
I think as an artist, we have to be very honest with
yeah, of
ourselves,
course.
right?
Yeah, I
We
see.
have to be very, very honest. If we don't like something that we create,
Mm,
we have to feel that, yeah, I mean, it's not good. Okay, I don't really like it at all, so I can
yeah,
improve it. So I'm going to keep trying until I feel very, very happy, very glad with the result that I'm doing. Of course, it's important because as an artist, we have to be, how can I say it, really, I don't know how it is the word. I'm going to use the translator, sorry. The word is, no, sorry.
Объективный. By Russian it will be объективный. If Einstein,
Y-
yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I understand, right?
Yeah,
So,
to be objective for myself. I'm maximum critic, so it's
exactly. We have to be really, really good self-critic with ourselves. Exactly. And if it's something that
ой, ой.
is not working, okay, so let's try it again. Let's try it again until it works. But I know, I completely understand that the first homework always is going to need a little bit more of time in order to polish the result. I understand that because, yeah, professional life is busy, personal life is busy. Yeah, just try to get the right amount of time for do the homework is not easy. I highly appreciate when my students send me homework because that means a lot for me because I understand that even if the student is busy with personal life, professional life, he find the right time to spend in front of the computer and do the homework. That is the best thing that especially for me and a student can do because I highly appreciate when the student is has a lot of discipline. The student shows a lot of effort, a lot of passion. I really liked it. It's not the first time with you. You did a fantastic theater project, if I remember the last time. So yeah, so don't worry. It's just a matter of practice, Xenia. It's just nothing weird. The scene is working beautiful as
And
in
I have
terms of
a
interior
quick
and
question.
everything. Is
I would
yeah.
like
So
to hear your opinion. At the first, I think I create mistake with material of the bricks. I
yes,
created a lot of times
probably.
this material because I created by the real picture, and
Hmm.
this is really one wall. And because I was thinking that maybe it's a good idea to create all the material with shader map and all these things, but I think it's not natural. It's look not natural. I look at this every time, and I think this is very big mistake.
It's the sharpening in the texture once again,
Да.
Xenia. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. I'm going to apply this filter that I told you is here inside the collection, color FX Pro, no, Analog FX Pro 2. And I'm going to apply this filtering that is called a lens distortion. Inside lens distortion, we're going to find this option called defocus. Just let me put
Defocus, I never
everything
use
by
this.
default.
Okay. Yeah.
Just let me put everything by default. Up a little bit of distortion here. Yep, no distortion, no chromatic aberration, and now check what the defocus is going to do. Now I'm adding a lot, of course, in order you can see the difference. Right now I'm going to do a comparison. Right, looks too much sharp to be real. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably it's because the filtering in the material. But anyway, Um, I love the concept itself. I really love I understand that sometimes interior design is about opposites, right? Like a very elegant leather sofa with a leather elegant leather chairs versus kind of like a classical loft environment with really expensive lamps. I completely understand that sometimes interior design is about this opposite game.
Mm-hmm.
The new and the old, the elegant and the not really elegant. I completely understand. Um, I think is that what pretty much is breaking the
Mm-hmm,
it's
mm-hmm.
breaking the illusion. Can you see how natural looks with a
Yeah.
little bit more of the focus?
Yeah, and it's my mistake because no, everything is, of course, is my mistake. But I mean, this is really mistake because I was created more sharpen by the plugin by Photoshop
Oh yeah,
by
yeah,
the
I
finally, and
understand.
I
Yeah.
created, and for what? And it was really stupid because I how could I say
Oh
things
no
I were
no,
created.
yeah,
But
no
in
no
this
no,
moment, I
it's
think, why not? I can to create it too. But the
yeah.
funny with this project is that it's absolutely real. I created one plan by Archicad, and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
after, so I will continue to work about this because it's totally real one that after I can to put for portfolio with one planning, for architect planning, and after this one design and all conditioners by the top and all the things are real. So I was
Yeah,
crazy. Can you imagine to create the plan at the first, to create concept, after to come to create the visualization. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
Could
so
be an aimer,
crazy.
right? Could be an aimer. Yeah. Just be sure that in
Yeah,
the
great question.
UV mapping, be a little bit more careful. You can see a little bit of repetitive
Yeah.
pattern here, here, repetition in the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what I highly recommend in technical aspect is if you're going to sharp at the end. Don't sharp the map in the material, and after that sharp the image because it's going to be like a double or triple sharp effect. So it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be
Mm-hmm.
too much perfect.
Absolutely
It's
correct.
yeah. You see, especially in this area, it's like these holes
Yeah.
looks kind of weird. But at the moment
Mm-hmm.
that I put it the blur effect, can you see how improve it only by blur it?
Yeah.
Of course, I'm exaggerating. I'm never going to use 63, but it's just in order you can see, the
How
difference.
much is
Like,
different?
yeah, exactly. Probably like these is going to be good. So don't exaggerate too
Mm-hmm.
much in the bump. Don't, if you are using also displacement map, also don't sharp the
I created
displacement
all the
map.
maps. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't displace it. Don't sharp the maps before to apply the material. Sharp the whole image at the end if you want it, of
Mm-hmm.
course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
great. So just I'm thinking I'm going to put something like 30 or something like that. Okay, now let me send
To
you.
save these lamps or to change or to save this idea with one bird inside this, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what the name of this by English, and with lamps, don't change them because I was not sure about it.
No, the lamps and the plants and the gardening area and everything is working absolutely fine.
So the problem
So
with the
just one
mhm.
just one suggestion. Let me see. Brick loft interiors. Just to be sure.
Yeah.
I know something that probably works slightly better. Let me see, slightly better. A kind of a brick that is not going to look too much old, and also not
Mm-hmm,
too much new. That is what I'm looking for right now. A kind of brick that be a little bit more kind of elegant. Let me see if we can find something like that. Probably that can. Well, for example, can you see? This is just too much, in my opinion.
mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
just too much irregular.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
it's just too much. Also, this one I don't think is going to work. I don't think it's just too much. That is going to kill the design concept that you are developing. So I was thinking that probably something more uniform,
Mm-hmm.
without too much damage,
Exactly.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Without too much um no. Oh, let me see. Hmm. Sorry, one second. Just let me see. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think might be better. Yeah, might be fits. I really like this one. Yeah, it's not looking damaged, and also the random effect is working good. Well, if you can find something like this,
Mm-hmm.
that could be really nice. Let me copy, and I'm going to paste here in order
Yes, I
you
can
can
to
have
look
like
at them.
yeah, in order you can have like a sample, like idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really nice. The pattern looks random. Yeah, I don't see any kind of repetition on it. Yeah, looks really cool. But dot is not looking damaged because that damage detail, I think, in my opinion, is of course just my personal opinion, is killing the whole concept.
Yeah.
It's killing the whole concept. But anyways, just a personal suggestion, right? Great. Let me put this feedback and let me send you. Great. Okay.
I think this effect with noise with smoke, it's working good only by the small place. For example, that it was
Exactly.
before with swim pool that I will
Exactly.
send you. Yeah,
Yeah.
you see,
And
by the
when you
swim
have
pool.
and also when you have like it's going to work when you have a like a flat surface at the back,
Mm-hmm.
because if you are trying to create the smoke effect in the light, it's
Mm-hmm.
going to look weird. So I
Yeah.
think it's going to be better if you have like a dark what is so what is so sorry, what is so slow? Well, anyway, let me work with the second image. We're going to check in one moment. Oh, this one is lovely. Tell me a little bit about this one. In the first one, you think I can
Don't
recognize the
ask me.
whale? Is it whale?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking a whale outside. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I don't know because I only feel that it's too much big space without nothing, and I was bored, and I think that maybe one one day would be a good idea. One ghost of will. I don't know. It's without logic, absolutely, because it was looking so futuristic, everything, and the
Mhm.
colors, this warm and violet a little bit and blue, and this bird inside this place, and
Yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah blah, and
I
it's
mean,
looking futuristic. I
yeah,
think why
this,
not? It's like a
yeah,
dreaming, and I was naming it
uh-huh,
like a dream in the night that you're
yeah,
dreaming a little bit, or you're nearest to sleep, or something like this.
sure. I mean, what was kind of interesting,
It's
the
strange.
moment I see that, I I'm watching this good. It is a, yeah, it is like a, it is like
Like
a
what the
whale,
fuck?
or is it the shape of the building? Yeah, yeah, it's a whale. I'm going to ask to Xenia the next time. Yeah, good. I think in terms of lighting concept, this one is working wonderful, but actually looks a little bit weak, the
Mm-hmm.
intensity. Let me
Yeah.
show you, okay? So I'm
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
select this one. Don't be shy. I mean, if you
no,
remember
I understand. I
one
understand.
of the best advice, sorry, one of the best advices is if you are not sure, exaggerate. Yeah, I'm still remembering that advice from one of my mentors. He used to tell me like that, when you're not sure, exaggerate it, right? That is the best part. And I think why? I mean, yeah, and he told me, yeah, just follow my advice and you will see. So I'm going to just rescue a little bit more of light. Can you see? Yeah, working good. Was a little bit too much dark. Yeah, and now probably I'm going to use I think I'm going to use the hue and saturation. I'm going to sample with a little hand icon. I'm going to sample this yellow
Uh-huh.
temperature.
Yeah.
And I think, oh, no, it's not working like that. Okay, so let me find another option. Um, what is important to understand when you're playing with opposites or complementary temperatures is both of them has to share the same saturation. As you can see, the bluish color that you're creating, the bluish light, it's kind of a little bit more saturated than the yellowish
Mm-hmm.
from the
Mm-hmm.
chandeliers, right? What I'm trying to do right now is I'm going to use a hue saturation. I'm going to change to colorize. I'm going to change to uh, overlight, and I'm going to more or less between 30 and 40 is going to be good to rescue a good amount of information. Okay. Now I'm going to just put my attention in the yellowish. Yeah, probably like this. Yeah. And now I'm going to create, of
Mm-hmm.
course, I'm going to invert the mask, Control I, and I'm going to paint that a little bit more of excess of warmth. I'm going to paint it here, right? With a soft brush. Well, you can do this, of course, by increasing the
Mm-hmm.
temperature directly, right? So I'm just doing it by hand. And now let me see. No. It's like this, but it's slightly more alive. The color must be like a light color. Yeah, now it's good. So I'm going to fill black again with black, and now I'm going to try to do a very quick mask, really fast. After that, I can just blur it a little bit and okay. I'm going to do also here. Always remember that when you're playing with colors, both colors must be related in the amount of saturation. Because when you work with one color and it's weak or desaturated, it's not going to look really nice. Yeah, there you go. Now I'm going to use a little bit of blur. Gaussian blur. Yeah, there you go. A little bit more of light in these lamps. It's not bloom, it's not glare, it's the color basically. Right? It is the color that must match. Yeah, it's looking nice. Yeah, there you go. Check the difference. Was a little bit too much dark, right? Also, why not? I mean, could be a really cool effect as well. One second. Could be oh, it's not bloom. Sorry, it's blinking lights. Yeah. So also what we can do is play a little bit with indirect lights. So for example here, I think I have like a in my brushes, these little details are important to keep in mind because everything is just like a complement, right? So, oh, this is too big. Oh, yeah, it looks like a fire rather than, oh, this one I think is going to be better, right? So I'm going to paint completely with white. Those details are more easy to apply with Photoshop. Yeah, I'm going to blur it a little bit, filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Yeah. And now I'm going to play with a little warm. And the highlights also I'm going to add a lot of warm. More or less. Well, you think a little detail, but I think is adding.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, I think that's it. Also, you have here, right? So with the same intensity. Yep. Was slightly too much dark in my opinion. Now I think looks better, right? Also this one we can just decrease a little bit if you want, not too much bright. Yep. Oh, sorry, it's this one. And not too much bright, so probably yeah, like this, and there you go. But the concept itself and the colors are really accurate. I love the purple night. It's not bluish. It's a mix of slightly purple and a slightly blue, but it's more this purple tendency feels more late night. So it's working really nice. It's a beautiful romantic place, like for a date or something like that, or it's something that I can imagine right now, right? It looks really beautiful. Looks really how can I say it? Sorry, once again, my English is not very good. Intimate, yeah.
Yeah.
Private, yeah.
Private,
Looks like a private place. Looks really nice. Yeah. So now let me send you the feedback.
Thank you very much.
Feedback. Yeah, sure. Welcome. Feedback number 2. So keep working in these projects. Okay, now let's check the other ones. I think the previous one that you sent me with the fog in the pool,
It's
and
better
this
here
one
or
is working.
so?
Yeah, and this one is working really nice because I don't know, you can relate, the fog with dark colors.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I can relate that, like because it's dark and the water looks kind of warm,
Mm-hmm.
kind of hot. Yeah, so I can relate. But I'm not really sure in this one.
Yeah, it's true.
Can you see?
When I
And
started to create it, I think I will send both.
yeah, and probably is not fitting well because you're
Mm,
using like clear colors, like
yeah.
the palette is different. Is psychologically speaking is giving me another message. But at
Mm-hmm.
the moment that you're playing with dark colors, the fog fits better in dark
Yeah,
rather
it's true.
than rather than fits in a more clear color. That is the reason why here it looks kind of weird, like a
Yeah.
fog in this space. I mean, it looks beautiful, looks really nice. Why fog, But in this one, but in this one, I think because the dark colors are working so much natural, or at least my perception, my personal perception is fitting very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate the black. I can relate with fog, but I
Mm-hmm.
cannot relate white with fog. I don't know. It looks and feels weird, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, it's not. The effect is really subtle, no question. It's the right amount, the right density, the right cloudy texture. Is working absolutely great, no question. It's just the context of the project that pretty much is not fitting. It's not matching the concept.
I
Yeah,
understand.
this looks really elegant, looks really like a rich pool from a rich person. Yeah, this one looks more like an spa for me, when you go for an
Mm-hmm.
spa and something like that. It's like, of course, like a girly spa.
Yeah.
Yeah. This looks more elegant, looks like a house of a rich person, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Like a yeah,
I think exactly the same.
yeah,
Oh, it
great,
was not
fantastic.
idea to create both. But when I started, I think, why not?
Let me give you a good advice, Xenia. You're a very talented artist, and
Oh,
this
thank you so
advice is going
much.
to are going to help you a lot. When you are designing whatever, whatever, try to think in the person or the people that is going to use that interior space.
Yeah.
We, which kind of person is going to be here? That is going to help you a lot in order to decide properly the objects, the shape of the objects, the color of the textures, right? For example, when I create this project, I was thinking about like an old lady who lives with his younger son, with
Really?
his unique son. Yeah, that was the characters in my mind because you can see the bike, of course, is
Yeah.
for the son, right? It's not from the old lady.
Yeah.
But you can see the coat, you can see the bag, a lot of accessories in the windows, a lot of accessories here. You can see the hat. You can see, everything makes me feel like, somebody old is living here. This is not for a bachelor department or something like that. So always is a good idea. Think
Mm-hmm.
about the person who is going to live in that place. So in the other hand, in the project that we're working here,
Mm-hmm.
in this one, well, I thought like a more like a I don't know why I think in woman first, but I think probably it's because I'm using a little bit of purple, a little bit of gray, but it looks more for a kind of like a young woman with a really, really classic style. Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
It's not looking for like a lady because you can see that everything had like a really interesting design. This looks like for somebody young, not for somebody old. Probably
Mm-hmm.
something between 30, 35, more or less.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the other one, the previous project, is for something like 60 or 45. So that is going to help you a lot to select properly all the things, the accessories, select properly the furniture, the colors, right? So that is a good advice, I think.
It's
First,
absolutely correct, I think, because when you create a design project, you create it for personality, so it's everything
exactly.
design especially. But for portfolio, I didn't think about it. I don't know why. It's so strange.
Yeah.
I only created it and don't see
Yeah,
result.
try to think about that. Every single image has to have their own personality, their own character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every
Absolutely
single
correct.
image for personal portfolio must be a unique piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and think about the person who is going to use the interior space always is going to help you to be more accurate,
Mm-hmm.
because as an interior designer, you can have an absolutely an exquisite personal taste for decoration, for interior, and everything. But always is important understand that this is dedicated for a person or a group of person or a group of people, right? So always think about that. Who is going to occupy, who is going to live in that interior space? Yeah, that is going to make the work a little bit easier, because you can play with with the
Oh, I like
personality.
it.
Yeah, with the
Mm-hmm.
personality. Yeah. Great, fantastic. So congratulations. Keep practicing, okay?
I will continue. Yeah, I will
Yeah,
continue.
fantastic.
Thank you so
Fantastic. So
much.
now let me send you the feedback number 2. Yep, great. Okay, now let's continue with our course, and today is a very special lesson because we are going to study, I think we already open. Yeah. We are going to study close-ups. And
Mm-hmm.
as you know, close-ups is a very important technique, especially in interiors, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I started my career, like more than 10 years ago, and I will
Too much
face
years
the
before.
first time,
So.
when I start to face
Mm-hmm.
the first time the close-ups, of course I was really convinced that yeah, follow reference are going to help me a lot. But the problem is when I used to put like a close-up interior design, the majority of the results that I see from real pictures, real close-ups, in my opinion, were, I don't know how to say it, like a normal, like a regular close-up,
Mm-hmm.
nothing like wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
can you see? I don't feel any connection with this. I don't feel any expression with this.
Yeah.
It's just a close-up. Yeah, here you go. But when I see some close-up that I like it, I don't know. Let me see. For example, this one, looks even better. I realized that this was a render.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the majority of the close-up that I really like it are renders. Can you see?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, it's not a problem. If I need to follow renders, okay, but I'm going to choose one of the best artists in order to, like follow his approach. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about Mr. Bertrand Benoit, right?
Yep.
Do you know this guy, right?
Yeah. And I remember it's the first course, if I remember correctly, we spoke a little bit about him.
Exactly. He always been an inspirational artist for me, from the
Mm-hmm.
very beginning. He's an artist that I've been following for all this time, and every single time he create stunning images. Yeah, stunning images. So I start to keep my eye and start to put more attention in his close-up approach. Like this one. I'm going to open in a new tab, or also like this one. Yeah, pretty much. What is the difference between this and a picture, right? It's,
Very
there's
interesting.
almost
How is this object? Did he pick up in exactly same address that you sent me about the
yeah,
link before?
yeah,
Because the details are perfect.
yeah. Can you see that kind of close-ups?
Yep.
Yeah, looks very nice. So I recognize a very interesting characteristic
Mm-hmm.
in his close-ups, and I recognize this. Check this out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to copy this image, and I'm going to open in Photoshop. I don't know if you can feel the same, Xenia, but this close-up looks like a crop from a bigger image. Don't you feel the same?
That's what I was mean that it's maximum.
Yeah,
It will be maximum better if I will create for the last my pictures something like this, because I
yeah,
create your feeling by the reality and not
exactly.
a big image that get you all information for 1 second.
Yeah.
I
So,
understand what you mean.
yeah. So I start to feel this, I start to feel that
Mm-hmm.
every composition looks like a crop
Crop.
from a bigger image, right? Like
Yeah.
it's for example in this one specifically, talking about this one specifically, this one looks like the guy do like this, and I'm going to try to recreate, but it's not the correct way. Look like the guy create a very big rendering, very very big rendering, and he did like this. Yes or
Yeah.
not?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely
is
correct.
that feeling right? Is that feeling right?
I did
I
not
was thinking,
exactly the same image.
yeah, pretty
But
much is almost the same, but yeah, it's the right feeling. So I was thinking,
it's true.
I was thinking how I can create that in 3D, this feeling, how I can recreate this feeling. Do I need to rendering a huge image, 6,000 pixels, 8,000 pixels, and create a small crops
Mm-hmm.
and apply some kind of blurred effect in post-production and get this result? How he did it? Well, like 7 years ago, more or less, I bought my first camera. It's not a professional. It was a
Mm-hmm.
Canon reflex camera, and I start to take pictures. I start to take several pictures, and at that moment, I realized the big mistake that I was doing. Sometimes the common sense can help you to fix problems, right? Sometimes the common sense can tell you how to how to find a solution, how to
Mm-hmm.
fix a problem. And this is not the exception. When you are thinking about close up, the first idea that comes to your mind is put the camera close to the subject, right? So, for example, I would like to do a close up about here the candles and
Mm-hmm.
these accessories, the chair. So, I'm going to put this. I'm going to select the camera. I'm going to put a little bit up, right? I'm going to correct a little bit the verticals, of course. And more or less, this is my composition. Yeah. So I'm thinking about to do like a close up from this table with these accessories. But what is the problem? The problem is I don't feel this looks like a crop.
Absolutely correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a whole picture, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not feeling like the sensation that I see in the Bertrand
Yeah.
renders. So I was thinking I'm doing something wrong. So before to continue, we need to understand one of the most important options in the camera that is called the focal length.
Focal. Mm-hmm.
The focal length is pretty much in a very easy way to explain. It is the amount of distortion that we are going to introduce in the perspective. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that the camera is trying to copy the human eye, right? So I'm going to put human eye focal length equivalent, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people they say that the equivalent in our eyes is we have a 17
17.
millimeters focal length. But to be honest, I don't believe that. I'm really sure that we are close to 50
To
millimeters.
50, yeah. I think
Yeah,
I
50
was
mil,
think
more or less, it's
44,
45
45.
exactly,
Mm-hmm.
45 millimeters, 45, 50 millimeters. I think it's more close in my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put here 50. So, in other words, this is the kind of distortion in the perspective that we are familiar with. This is the kind
Mm-hmm.
of distortion that we see every single day from the very first moment that we was born. This is the we are watching the reality. We're watching the world with this kind of focal length every single day, right? Now, what happens if I go under 50? I think everybody in this business at some moment we have the worst experience working with bathrooms. I think bathrooms, in my opinion, are a nightmare because are really small spaces and the client always
That
wants to
one.
see everything in one single shot. I
Yeah.
hate to do bathrooms. I hate to do rendering bathrooms to be honest. I don't
I
know.
understand you perfectly.
Yeah, I never like it because always was a fight with the client. So if I go under 50, what I'm going to do, it's pretty much I'm going to stretch the perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to introduce more distance between the four. You know that there are three grounds, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Foreground, middle ground, and background, right? So pretty much when I go under 50, I'm adding more distance between the foreground and the middle ground, and I'm adding more distance between the middle ground and the background. But what is the
Mm-hmm.
problem? The perspective lines look so much exaggerate. Can you see? That
Mm-hmm.
looks fake
Yeah.
because it's not the same perspective that we are used to see in real life, right?
It's true.
Okay. right? Now, what happened if I, rather than go under 50, I go above 50? Well, when I go above 50, what is going to happen is the opposite. Rather than increase the distance between the grounds, I'm going to compress the perspective. So in other words, Xenia, I'm going to kill the perspective. And this is the key for the crop sensation. Check this out. How beautiful it looks right now.
Yeah. Like
Can you
really
see?
one drop. Crop.
Yeah,
Drop. I
exactly.
said drop. And crop.
Looks like, exactly, looks like a crop. Yeah, you can feel that this is like a small part from a bigger picture.
And by the
So
logic,
this
it's
is,
actually exactly small part. It's by
yeah,
the logic,
so
so by the physical, I mean.
exactly, exactly. So this is, well, I don't know, the secret, the magic. And I realized this until I bought my first camera. Yes, when I got my first camera, I realized that it's not what the common sense is telling you. My common sense is telling me I need to be close.
Mm-hmm.
But in the real world, basically what I did was be very far away from the subject and use the zoom in the camera, or in this
Mm-hmm.
case, the focal length, in order to compress the grounds. When you compress the grounds, you're going to kill the perspective, and you are going to get as a result the crop sensation in the composition.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah, there you go. It's
I
very
tried it by
interesting.
another
This,
way, if I remember correctly. I was created, um, I was changing something by the settings. I need to look. I a little bit forgot about it.
yeah.
What I was used. Close up. Create. Yeah, I remember. It's by the camera some settings by the close up, and in render it's settings by the close up. But you never
hmm
use this way.
Yeah, focal length is definitely one of the best options that is going to allow you to create
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, beautiful close-ups
Very interesting.
by compressing the perspective.
I think it's very cool.
Yeah, there you go. I think right now the composition is good. So I'm playing with the horizontal and vertical shift in order that do not destroy, right, the
Yeah.
composition. I'm using the rule of the thirds, as you can see, pretty much obviously that the candles are the main characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Now let's run the interactive. Okay, let's run the interactive. And that is how pretty much I discovered how Bertrand create this approach.
Now we know the truth.
Took me, I don't know how long realize I think months realize, that there is something else that, I can do. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
It's very
So what I'm
interesting.
yeah. So what I can do here is explain also something really important. By contrast, if you
Mm-hmm.
base the attention in the contrast, who is taking the attention? The sofa,
Um,
because it's
it,
brighter. If I put the saturation in minus white, who is taking all the attention? The sofa. Can you see? Right? Because the sofa looks bright and the candles looks kind of dark. So all the attention is going to go to the bright areas. It's
mm-hmm.
automatically. The eye is not
Comment on the
deciding.
settings. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. The eye goes directly to the brighter part of the image, or the
Mm-hmm.
whiter part of the image, and goes and put the attention there. But how to solve this problem if I want to point that this is the main subject?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's where you can play in this way. You can use artificial light in order to make an accent. Okay, I'm going to make an accent. And can you see? And keep the attention in the right place. There
Uh-huh.
is no other way to fix that problem. Because otherwise, check this. It looks dark, and
Yeah.
the dark is not taking the attention of the eye. So what I need to do
Mm-hmm.
is, oh, sorry, too much. It's increase slightly. In this case, I can increase slightly the light. Yeah, probably a little bit more. Until I got the attention, can you see, in the
Mm-hmm.
right part of the image. What do you think?
I
Better,
understand
right?
perfectly what you mean.
Yeah. So be careful with this because this is a very common mistake, And sometimes we decide the element in order to make the composition, but we don't realize that sometimes that element could be in a dark area or could be a dark color, and that is not going to take the attention of the eye. Always remember, Xenia, the brighter colors, the brighter areas are going to take the attention of the eye
Mm-hmm.
in seconds. Okay, in seconds, right? Super fast. Right, so I can use also a little bit of vignetting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Now the tension it's just right there. Okay, great. Now let's work in the how to control the blur effect. Go to your camera,
Yeah.
select camera. Go here what says f-stop. The f-stop is going to control the how small or how big is going to be the area that we want to keep in focus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with 16, can you see the area in focus is really big? Now, if you go to the top view, probably could be from the target a lot to the back and from the target a lot to the in front. The distance is so big that
Mm-hmm.
pretty much everything is in focus. Yeah, everything is in focus. Right now, I'm going to decrease a lot of stuff. I'm going to put like 1. Oh, sorry, I need to enable, sorry, the depth field first. Yeah, there you go. I need to enable the depth field, and
Mm-hmm.
after that,
Ah, that's what I was meaning about the depth
yeah,
field.
yeah, the
Yep.
depth field, you must just check and enable, and
Mm-hmm.
that's it. And now I decrease a lot. Now, how to focus the subject that you want to keep in focus? Very simple. Go to the option Peak, and do right click in the object that you want to keep in focus. In this case, is this chandelier. Set focus to this point,
Yeah.
and there you go. Yeah, now it's perfectly in focus.
It's
Yeah.
possible to choose a few objects.
No, only one object or
If they
one
will be in one group,
surface.
I have to connect them by a touch for
Yeah,
the
probably you can.
geometry.
Yeah, probably you can do that, but depends also on the depth of the image, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now you can see that the background is blurred. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So what we can understand it is when you are working with a really high f-stop number, the in focus area is really big. But
Mm-hmm.
at the moment that you start to decrease 8, 4, 1.5, every single time the area in focus is going to be smaller, 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 but also the blurred effect is going to start to increase, as you
Yeah.
can see. Yeah, check that. Yeah, simple as that. So remember, the higher it is the f-stop,
Mm-hmm.
the less blurred effect. The lower is the f-stop, more blurred effect automatically. Yeah. So probably I can do a little bit more of zoom. What do you think? Yeah. Yeah, now I think it's looking better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really nice
Mm-hmm.
concept. Yeah, there you go. Right now, if you change, for example, just for have fun, just having fun. If you want to experiment with the focus,
Yeah.
for example, I'm going to do right click in the pillows. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to put set focus to this point. Now the pillows are in focus, and the other things are automatically out or focus. It's so much
It's a good one
simple.
too.
Yeah, it's so much simple to select the object that you want to keep in focus or you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to keep in focus. It's so much simple as you can see. Yeah, now I'm going back to my candles. Now the million dollar question. A lot of the students ask me, Santi, I'm going to put in 16 by the way again. How do I know how much blur I need to introduce to my composition, right? I think that is one of the most common questions that probably you're wondering right now. The
Mm-hmm.
same question. How I can know if I'm exaggerating or the blurred effect is not really strong. Well, let me tell you this. This kind of composition where I have multiple objects, the pillows, the fabric, the
Mm-hmm.
sofa, the table, the candles, the base of the candles, these things, etc. I like to call general close-ups. What I call a general close-up because it's like a general shot, but a little bit more smaller, of course, right? I have a lot of elements, okay? So How do I know if you're doing good or wrong with the amount of blurred effect? Is you can blur it as much as you can until you keep understanding what is the thing that is blurred.
Uh-huh.
If I put it like this, and I cannot understand what is the object that is
What's
blurred,
going on?
that means, yeah, exactly. That means that is just too much blurred. So
Mm-hmm.
pretty much the limit is until you understand what is the blurred object. In my opinion, this 0.5 I think is working good because I understand that the thing at the back are pillows
Mm-hmm.
and I have a fabric. But if I go more lower, as I did before, I'm not going to understand what is happening at the back, so it's not a good idea. That is the limit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Interesting, right? Because it's not based in a number, it's not based in a really specific value in the f-stop. It's only about observation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can understand that the bag the things that are blue that are two pillows and one
Mm-hmm.
fabric, yeah, that is the right amount. But if you do something like this and you have no idea what is at the back, that means that you are using too much blurred effect.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, fantastic, right? Cool, cool, cool. Okay, and yeah, I think that's it. That is how you can control the blurred effect. What do you think? Easy,
Yeah, absolutely.
hard, absolutely easy, right? The challenging part, to be honest, Xenia, it is the composition for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That is where you're going to feel the struggle the majority
Yeah.
of the time. Yeah, the composition sometimes could be really painful, a painful process, but actually it's the most rewarding when you do it. When you are applying a good composition, automatically the render is going to look 100% like a picture.
It's a problem.
But it requires practice as everything, requires practice, okay? Great.
Yes, now
Now,
I was use a very camera sometimes, but now I started to use only
yeah, only Corona is good. Yeah,
Corona.
also I
Mm-hmm.
quit on V-Ray completely. I don't even use anymore the V-Ray
Mm-hmm.
HDRI. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, talking about this image. This image was breaking my head for a long time. This image. When I see this one,
Uh-huh.
well, how is possible put a camera? I was thinking. I have no idea yet how to use properly the camera. I was thinking, how is possible put the camera really close to the subject, and at the same time you can see the chair that is blurred.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking how he did that. I was thinking funny solutions like, oh, he put the chair like this and it's blurred automatically, or how he can do that. I was thinking,
Uh-huh.
but actually,
It's a to
no,
focus, maybe. No, I don't know.
no, it's because the position of the camera, Xenia. So check this out.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why you need to put the camera far away from the object is because
Yeah.
this one is going to allows you to introduce, as you can see, elements in the trajectory of the camera.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can you see? Like this,
Yeah.
for example, I'm introducing the back of the chair, and that is going to also increase the depth sensation. Can you
Mm-hmm.
see how
Mm-hmm.
cool it's looking now? Check this out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to try to
Because
put
it's
it,
by the way. Uh-huh.
yeah, and I'm going to put a little bit more to the right and check that. Yeah, also if you want, we can do a slightly more amount of zoom, why not? Yeah, there you go. That is the reason why we need to put the camera far away.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you put the camera far away, you can introduce any other object in the trajectory of the camera,
Yeah.
and that is going to improve a lot the depth sensation.
I like it, for example. I think it's very, how could I say, realistic. Realistic.
Yeah, it's very realistic. This is the most close result to a real photography that you can
Mm-hmm.
achieve when you use the blurred effect. What do you think? Really nice, right? And
Yeah, I
super
think it's
simple
very
to
cool.
do.
Yeah,
Super
simple, but
simple to do.
it's work perfect.
The tricky part, as I mentioned before, it is practice the composition. When you
Yeah.
practice your composition and you feel comfortable with your composition skills, that's it. So what I highly recommend is, of course, if you have time and if you have the money, I highly recommend buy a camera. You don't need to buy the more expensive camera to start. Let me give you a good option in case at some point. I know that you love to take pictures. I saw many times your Instagram account. Your pictures are really good.
It's
Um,
only for fun.
it's for example, I have this one. It's kind of old, but it's still working. And right now, I think you can buy it super
Canon,
cheap.
yes, it's one good
Yeah,
camera. I know this one.
yeah. Can you see? It's $400.
We
I
have
bought it
camera
in.
actually. We have camera, and I have one in Russia, and Sevi have one too here. And
Yeah.
I only the person which will never use it. It's my mistake. I didn't know where is it in our house. I need to
Oh,
ask him.
yes, it's going to help you a lot to improve your composition and skills, especially in general, in general, not only for close up, in general.
Santi, you will not
So,
believe about it, but during for the last months, I was think not only because by the graphic, I only thinking that I would like to create a lot of nice pictures about all these nice views that I see every day here, and I think
hmm
that it's so nice idea. I need to really to find this camera here and to start to work with them. And now you say to me, and I understand perfectly that it will help so much for
yes,
this one. I think, yeah, now
exactly.
it's this time. Universe said to
Now
me
is the
right
time.
now.
It's there is some people that say there are no coincidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are people that don't believe in coincidence. I did the same when I bought my first camera. The first thing that I did was went to this beautiful place
So
that was in my hometown. This is in my
so
hometown,
nice. It's
and I
well.
start to
Only look at
practice a
this.
lot. I start to practice a lot. I think I visit this place like 20 times. I'm not
But
going
it's
to
on
lie.
a post production. Look at this. It's our special filters, I think, and a little bit plain with colors. I don't know. Did you create a strong one or a soft one post production for these amazing
Yeah,
pictures?
yeah, yeah. So I start to practice a lot, a lot, a lot. And every single day, was a new adventure with new compositions.
Absolutely cool.
Yeah, about details, about, this is like an old house from a famous character of my hometown. The guy who's living here, he
Mm-hmm.
wrote the national anthem.
Whoa,
He wrote the music for the national anthem from my country. And he used to live
fantastic.
here like 2 centuries ago, more or less,
Whoa.
200 years ago. Yeah. And it's a very peaceful, very
Oh, look at this.
beautiful place that you can, I don't know, just spend hours and hours. You get lost in the nature, you get lost in every single detail. And this was my earlier test, as you can see, earlier test about especially close up, because I was thinking, okay, I'm going to improve my close up approach. I want to play with the focal length. I want to play, keeping the things in focus and things like that. So I spent a lot of time here, like
So cool.
improving my skills, improving. So you live in a beautiful place, so you can take advantage of that, and also you can do the same. Yeah,
That looks amazing. I
yeah.
don't know why, but I didn't see all these pictures. I was a lot of time by your profile, but I
Oh,
don't remember
it's
that I saw it.
yeah, it's very old. It's very old. Let me see how old is this. It's from 2000. It was when I recently bought my camera, 2015. Yeah,
2015. Six
6
years ago.
years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, 6 years ago. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, but anyway, I have a lot of fun, playing with my camera and trying to capture really cool um, close-up compositions in exterior. I have a lot of fun. So I recommend the same. I recommend the same. As I mentioned before, you don't need to spend a lot of
Mm-hmm.
time. Okay, great. Now let's continue with the next option. The next option is the bouquet. So let's see what is the bouquet. Well, probably you know what is the bouquet, but let me show you. The
I'm not
bouquet,
sure.
the,
Ah,
the
this
bou-
one. Yep.
yeah, the bouquet is a
I like
really
them.
interesting effect that happens when you open completely the diaphragm. By the
Uh-huh.
way, the f-stop is going to control how open or how close is the diaphragm. The
Yeah.
higher, the higher the numeric value, the more close, and the lower the numeric value, the more open, right?
Uh-huh.
That's how it works. Now, The interesting part about the bouquet is pretty much the bouquet. It's going to capture um, the shape of the diaphragm. This is the shape of the diaphragm, okay? But it's going to be only visible in the blurred contrasting areas. If you have a blurred area, but you don't see any contrasting color, contrasting highlight, contrasting light, contrasting reflection, the bouquet is not going to appear.
That's why it's dark in the night. Okay.
That is the reason why a lot of people they prefer to take these pictures at night, because at night the light is going to be contrasting. Also, the reflections are going to be really contrasting. Right? That is the reason why the majority of the people they really like to take pictures at night, because at night every single lighting spot could be contrasting. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Great. So how to do the same here? It's by going to the bouquet and enable. You put it here, override. Okay? Now, as you can see, the default shape is circular. The circular bouquet, I think, is one of the most classic shapes, right? Is this one? This is the circular bouquet, but you can customize it. So let's put bouquet shapes. Let's put bouquet shapes. If you customize the bouquet, if you want to do it in real life, there is this hack. This is a hack in real life. So what you need to do is cut a piece of cardboard, but must be black because you need to absorb the light, and cut the shape that you want. A heart, a star, whatever, could
Did
be
you
whatever.
ever try it?
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, it works. Yeah, it works. Absolutely great. But if you are a little bit more, I don't know how to say, if you want a little bit more fancy, you can buy on the internet this bouquet ready to put in your lens. Yeah, it's also really cool. And these are the results.
So cool.
So much creativity in the use of this bouquet.
Yeah,
Can you
absolutely.
see? It's absolutely beautiful how people play with the customization of the bouquet. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful.
I was thinking every time, how is it created? I was sure that it's Photoshop, really.
Oh no, I think there is a plugin, but I have no idea to be honest. But yeah, in real life, as you can see, you can use these. I don't know how to say these
I don't know,
plastic.
filter. I don't know how to
Yeah,
name it.
bouquet. Yeah, like a bouquet filter, we can call it, right? Bouquet filter,
Yeah.
and this is going to be the result. Yeah, amazing, right? Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Very cool.
Of course, we cannot do the same in Corona. We cannot use a piece of cardboard,
Yeah.
but we can customize it. For example, if you put bladed, the bladed is the regular polygons. So we have, for example, rectangular, so it's like a square, hexagonal, or pentagonal, and so on, right? All the regular polygons. You can just by put it here, like 6, 7 sides, 8 sides. And here I have a couple of contrasting parts of the metallic part of the chair. So basically that is producing bouquet. Let's keep a look. I'm going to make a zoom in order to speed up the process. And yeah, now you can see the shape of the bouquet option there. Yeah, can you see more or less like an hexagon shape because I put 6. And there you go. This is the bouquet. Yeah. Great, but if you are not happy with these two, how can I say, these original shapes or these default options, if you check the folder that I sent you, you are going to find a folder called bouquet shapes. So go there, yeah, and there you go. We are going to use maps. For example, I'm going to use the star map, okay? So go here and choose custom. Now go where you have the map and drag and drop. Simple as that, yeah? And now we are customizing the bouquet, and now you can start to see the star. Yeah, there you go. As simple as that. Yeah, it's so cool, right? It's so cool. The bouquet customization is really, really cool. I really love it. Okay, of course, these shapes, to be honest, is only for experimentation in order to have fun, right? If you want to see like a really like a photographic shape, I highly recommend like any of these shapes, like like circular, hexagonal, pentagonal. These are like real life shapes, right? Like real life shapes. So this is my favorite bouquet map. Is this one? The one called it Dirty D2 is this one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put it here, and let's see the result. I'm doing a zoom, by the way, in order to speed up the preview process. The more zoom you do, the more faster it's going to be the preview. And check this out.
Super.
Yeah. By the way, I'm
Look
not
at this video.
I'm not chasing the bouquet. I'm not looking for the bouquet, to be honest. I only put the map, and if the camera captures something in the blurred areas that is contrasting, yeah, it's fine. But I'm not creating the bouquet to purpose. Do you know what I mean? Okay. In the meanwhile, let me show you this. Probably you have visited my profile, my Behance portfolio, and probably you have seen this project, right?
Yeah, of
Meteora.
course, of
Yeah.
course. It's one of the most famous, I think.
Yeah, I think probably it's one of the most popular projects that I created in my whole career.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
I didn't see it before. I now only when you say I see it, yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
I
I'm
can
using
feel
this
it.
map. Yeah, I'm using this map. Yeah, and the surface of the rock is pure gold in order to create bouquet. Why? Because the surface of the rock has a little red dots, has a lot of different colors, right, in the surface. Also, the reflection is different
Yeah,
in every single part of the rock, and that is the reason why I'm having hundreds of little bouquets at the background.
unbelievable.
But it's not happening in the flat area. So, for example, here at the back, I have no rock, I have no nothing. There is no bouquet. You see? The bouquet is only going to be affected in the more contrasting areas with contrasting color, contrasting highlights, contrasting lights, right? Also
Santi,
here in the
can I ask you
foreground.
very short, because we are now
Yeah,
by this picture. Very short question. How did you
yeah.
create? Did you create a really physical shape of this or material, or is this
Oh
plastic
no,
with
no,
material?
no.
Is it plastic?
These are 3D scanned models.
Yeah. Ah, this one. Okay, this site which who after take your work. Because it's by their
Yeah,
address, if I remember, by their link. Yeah. You are still
yeah.
by them.
There is these mega scans. I don't know if you have seen these models. Yeah, Quixel mega scans.
Because if I
So
remember, you have your picture.
yeah, I use these models. If you go here to sign in, I'm going to go inside my account, and one moment please. And for example, I'm going to 3D assets. Yeah, I'm using this. This is 3D scanned models from real life. So all the things that you saw in the project, all the things that you're watching in the project, the rocks and the ground. Sorry, what it was here. The rocks on the ground, the trees, the bigger rocks, everything is like a puzzle. I was playing like a puzzle. I was thinking, okay, I'm going to need this for the floor. I'm going to need this for the other part. I'm going to need, and so on, right? So I'm going to need
Puzzle.
this. Yeah, it's like a create a big puzzle, right? It's like create. I'm going to need this rock, etc., etc., etc.
But it's really model, 3D model, seriously. So
Yeah,
they
it's
only
3D
scan it to
model.
create a special scan to put it
Exactly.
after the map.
It's called
Interesting.
photogrammetry.
Mm-hmm.
Photogrammetry is called the technique. So pretty much these guys take like 360 pictures around the object, and after that they create the mesh, and after that they create the material. How? I have no idea.
I
But
don't
at
know
the
too.
end, yeah, but at the end you have a super accurate model of a rock
Absolutely.
or grass, ice, fruits, whatever,
Everything.
everything,
Unbelievable.
pretty much everything. So that is what I'm using in this particular, sorry, that is what I'm using in this particular project. Okay, that is why it looks so realistic. It's
Absolutely.
not, it's not because the light or the composition. Also, it's because the quality and the detail of the models are crazy, absolutely crazy. Every single detail is there because it's of course photo scanned.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's photostat. Yeah.
It's
Now
really,
let's see our.
I think your one of the famous work because it was by these web address that you showed me a lot of years. I think so. No, they
Yeah,
bought they bought it. No.
yeah, I I was lucky because they put it as when you start a software, you see, the starting screen.
Mm-hmm.
So my project was like the starting screen.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah, it
It's
was
a
so
famous one.
famous. Yeah, check my beautiful bouquet shapes. There you go.
They're so cute, one.
Yeah, there you go. Simple as that. Yeah, and that is how you can create bouquet effect.
Very cool.
Yeah, very cool, right? Very cool.
Absolutely.
Okay, great, fantastic. Now let's talk about the second kind of close-up. I told you this is called general close-ups because we have a lot of elements, right? A lot of elements, right? Not only one. Now, have you heard about Xenia, about the macro photography? Macro photography. The macro
Macro, macro,
photography,
macro.
yeah.
Ага.
The macro photography is the art of taking pictures of tiny things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the majority of the time, people they like to take pictures of insects or small things, really small things, yeah, like this. Yeah. But something that really take my attention about macro photography is how minimalistic the composition it is.
Absolutely.
You only keep in focus
Mm-hmm.
the main subject,
Mm-hmm.
and everything else you don't care. Basically,
Yeah.
you can add you can add all the crazy amount of blurred effect that you want, but you don't care. Yeah, basically
Absolutely.
that is the approach of macro photography, right? It's a super blurred effect, and the composition is super minimalistic with an aggressive zoom. If you want to create something like
Aggressive
that,
zoom. So nice. How did you say?
yeah,
Aggressive
because
zoom.
it's
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 true.
it's it's super aggressive, right? So
Yeah.
if you want to create something like that, let me show you how to do that. For example, I have these little things here. Oh no, I think I have a more interesting subject here over the table. I think, 1 second, please. I think I have like a peers or something like that. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
My favorite one.
yeah, I have that peers. So let's use that. Crazy, also really good models.
Absolutely.
And now once again, let's put far away. So let's see which angle is going to be better. Okay, this is good. Okay, so let's reset here. I think I need the horizontal and the vertical. I change it. Okay, so I think I'm going to do I need to do a minimalistic composition. So I don't need to introduce too much elements. So probably, can you see
Mm-hmm.
how aggressive is going to be the focal length? So for example, it's dark. It's because I'm opposite to the light. Let me try to a better position for my composition. Must be super, super minimalistic. I don't need to include too many elements. I didn't realize I have a lot of peers over the table. I thought it was just a few ones. Okay. I think it's because I have too many peers. Yeah. What about?
Hello, Santi? Are you here?
Hello? Yeah, yeah,
I'm
I'm
sorry,
here.
it was
Yeah, yeah, I'm
my
here.
disconnection by computer. Now I'm here.
Yeah,
Everything
no
is fine.
problem. I was thinking. Yeah, probably I'm going to back to this one, and I'm going to use a little bit of. Yeah, there you go. No, simple, minimalistic composition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do a click here where it says speak.
Yeah.
Select the main subject. It's going to be my main subject. Yeah. Now I think I'm going to do is. Oh, I think it's better if I put it in there. Yeah. And I'm going to do an aggressive zoom. Yeah. Now, if I click here, set focus, and there you go. A little bit more of, yeah, a little bit more of zoom, sorry. There you go. Yeah. And now we have a macro close-up, or also I like to call a specific close-up, you know, general close-up, and now it is a specific close-up. Yeah. Of course, if you want to do a specific close-up, please be sure that the model is super high quality. Otherwise, you are going to start to see all the mistakes in the model or the mistakes in the texture, right? So that is the only requirement that you need to remember before to do this kind of composition. Yeah, what do you think? Really nice, right?
Really very cool and absolutely correct. I was thinking exactly the same, that I need to be sure that the photo is a perfect one, like this peach, or not peach. How's the name of this fruit?
I don't know. It's like sorry, once again. We call it here, but I think it's not the right name. I don't know. Pinecone. Pinecone.
Pinecone, really?
Yeah, pinecone. Yeah, because if I put it pinecone, yeah, is this? Yep, pinecone. Exactly.
I
Yeah,
never
we
heard it
learned.
before.
We learned a new word today.
Yeah.
Pinecone. That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I
learned
never,
a new
I
word.
never think actually about it.
Yeah, because
It's not
in
weird.
Spanish it's like a pineapple of pine, but that
Uh-huh.
has no sense because it looks like a little pineapple, but in
Okay.
English has no sense.
Yeah.
So I need to put pineapple, but pine, you know, pino
Pino
in
Pino.
español. Yeah. So
Pino,
yeah,
Pino.
piña,
De
piña de pino, pine cone.
Pino, de Pino.
Yeah, there you go. Beautiful.
Very
Beautiful,
cool.
beautiful approach. It's one simple, but remember the rules.
Yeah.
Don't introduce many elements. Be super minimalistic, and you can use the zoom as much as you want. Yeah, that is the requirement. Yeah, there you go. And now we have two different approaches for close-up. The general and now the specific. Yeah, you can keep playing with the same options, you know, bouquet, nothing of this is going to be different, right? So there you go.
And nothing by the setting of nothing by the setting of rendering. So it's only the setting by
No,
the camera.
yeah, it's the default. Yeah, it's the default that we were using all this time. Yeah, it's basically it's the default as you can see. Nothing really different. The only settings that will change, for example, it is the f-stop, enable the depot field, override the bouquet, put the bouquet map, and that's it. You know, like the classic vertical correction that we always enable, and that's it. Nothing else.
Without the special setting things.
Exactly. So you can play with LUTs, you can play with curves, you can play with whatever you think it's going to be okay or necessary in order to. Yeah, I like this one. Yeah, there you
It's
go.
like a photo
Looks
by
really
so
nice.
old
Yeah, it's
fotoapparat.
really close to a picture. If you
Yeah.
compare with picture, it's really close. Yeah, and now it's just a matter of have fun. And here comes the homework explanation. Uh, fix the position of the objects is not cheating. Okay, it's not cheating. Sometimes it's going to be necessary move the objects, but the majority of the time, Xenia, please don't move the objects. You try to find a way that create the perfect composition. Okay, so put the object as it is. Don't change the position. Okay, don't change, and you adapt your composition to the picture because it's so much easier move the things and create the perfect composition. It's so much simple, but what is a truly challenge? It is adapt adapt to your skills to the position of the things, right? That is the real how can I say, challenging part of this. So right now I'm doing this. Yeah, if everything is blurred, don't panic. Just right click, set focus to this point, and voila. Simple as that. Now I'm doing a really cool composition about these spears
So
here.
coloristic things that you was changed by the curves, I think. Yes, I was changed the coloristic things. Or
Yeah.
I loot too.
Yeah, also I'm using the loot. Yeah, by the way, I'm using these 3D collective loots. Yeah, that is creating that really nice contrasting effect that looks like a picture mostly. Now I can do a zoom, and I will do a beautiful detail. Yeah, a beautiful detail of these. Yeah. I'm going to put here, and I'm going to move the camera slightly more upper because I want to see also the upper part of the fruits. Oh yeah, now it's looking better in my opinion. Now depends which fruit I'm going to keep in focus. So I'm going to keep in focus this one. And now let's wait and enjoy. Simple as that. Yeah, simple as that.
Perfect. It looks amazing.
Yeah. The technical aspect is easy because it's nothing really hard, as you can see. What, as I mentioned before, is truly a challenge. It is the composition. It's so tricky. It's so tricky because you can find 1,000 of hidden corners, 1,000 of different point of views. Every single point of view is going to give you a different result. For example, here I have a really cool like a interior plant. Yeah, there you go. And I'm going to make a composition with this one. So I'm going to decrease a little bit the focal length. Yeah, I'm going to do like a macro in this one. Okay, I want to do like a macro photography. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Now, what I'm going to keep in focus, what do you think? The inner part or the exterior part? What do you think? We can try both, by the way. So let's start with the inner. Let's pick the inner part.
Okay.
Set focus to the inner part. Yeah, if I focus the inner part is going to be completely in focus. And the outside is going to be out of focus. Yeah, nice, right? And looking nice. But what about if I do the opposite? No, the inner, the more exterior. So I'm going to select this one. Let's wait. Ah, even better.
Yeah.
Even better. Yeah.
My God, somebody created by the model. I only thinking somebody created by the shapes to create all these details.
Yeah. Check how beautiful the depth looks in this. Looks like a macro photography, right?
Absolutely correct.
Yeah, it looks like a really.
People say that it's a photo. Maybe I will say that it's photo if I don't want to know about it.
Yeah. I did a very similar example the other day with other student, and even it's not the same composition. I think also the result was really photorealistic. Let me show you during in the meanwhile during the calculation. So let me show you.
I saw actually somewhere your new work, if I remember correctly. Maybe it was not a new one. When one cosmonaut coming by the stairs. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing because
Oh,
it's
thank you
absolutely
very much.
filmic one. It's filmic
Exactly.
raccourse when he's coming and I think how you come with this
I,
idea? It's a
I
filmic one.
I was working in my storytelling skills. Yeah. I was trying to tell the storytelling. Yeah, there you go. Can you see?
Yeah.
Really cool. Even it's not the same. I think I like most this one. Looks more warmer. This one looks a little bit
different
cool.
by character. Absolutely.
Yeah, but the approach in the out of focus effect is really similar. You can feel the depth. Yeah, I can feel the depth. So talking about, for example, the project that you told me, this one, the idea was create, yeah, exactly, like a filmmaker approach.
Yeah,
Yeah, this one. And it's kind of ironic the story, because the first time you see this guy in the biohazard suit, like going up for the stairs. The next you can see the next point of view, it's like somebody's watching him, right? So there you go. And
Yeah.
the next one you can see like the reflection of the window and her mask, but you never see his face. That is part of the mystery. You never see his face. In the other one is like the point of view is like somebody that is hidden, somebody that like is spying on him, right? Is spying.
Santi, it's
It's
so
a
crazy. It's
yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah. And let me tell you the best part. As you can see here, it's going to the left, right? It's going to the
Mm-hmm.
left part. If you remember, oh sorry, if you come on, really. If you remember the first picture, you see that there is one stairs on the left and another to the right. So the
Mm-hmm.
guy is going up. So right now it's in the middle. Right now he's taking a decision. He's going left.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah, it's pretty understandable that he's going left. But in the next frame, he's going on the right. So what is
What?
happening there? And not a lot of people realize that, but he's going to the right. And after that, when he reached the top, there is another guy going up.
What?
So what people didn't realize, or what people don't realize, is was two guys at the same time.
Yeah,
It's not only
exactly. We get to
one.
see it in the last picture.
In the
I
last picture, you understand that there is one guy that he was first here and he removed his mask, and there is another guy that is still going up on the on the steps, right? And there you go. So that is the magic part,
Santi,
there is
it's
no one guy, there
unbelievable.
is no so far.
At the first, I need to be honestly, of course, you have your, how I can to say, your style by everything,
Yeah.
and it's going on by your style, and it's amazing history, absolutely
Thank you
amazing.
very
I think
much.
it's absolutely artistic, and I when I look at it and I have a lot of questions, I think really Santi did to create everything by all this amazing place. I'm looking for all these stairs. It's very difficult to model this, and now I see amazing glasses. That it's how's the name of
For
this?
example, the glass in this one has like a map.
Forgot.
This is a map.
Yeah, I
Actually,
understand, but look at this, all these details. I see
oh
all these
yeah,
details.
yeah, yeah,
I
the
see
detail,
it.
yeah, the modeling, yeah. But even if you see the details, can you see they don't look sharper? And actually, I'm using a lot of chromatic aberration. Can you see a lot of chromatic aberration here and there? A
But we
lot of
don't see
blue,
them.
a lot of glare. Yeah, yeah. I think the main idea, it's as mentioned before, it's create an experience, right? This is not about selling interior design or furniture or whatever. It's more about creating. I have this crazy idea about this guy going up on stairs, sorry, and I was thinking probably I can use this model, So
You mean as a
I
model of this guy?
this model I bought it, the model of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to have I'm having this model of the chair, the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
and everything was really old. It's from 2010,
Mm-hmm.
2011. A friend of mine gave me as a present, and it was safe. It was in my hard drive all this
Mm-hmm.
time. So I was thinking probably I can take that. I can take that. And actually, here I think the owner make a comment where it was where it says he mentioned like, hey, Jordi, yeah, I worked there, yeah, because Jordi, he was the owner of the model. Can you see? This is the original
Ah.
project.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he never finished the whole thing. He only did the stairs and this. It's a
Details, more
beautiful,
like technical
yeah,
things, you mean? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a beautiful modeling project. So I was thinking, yeah, probably if you
Mm-hmm.
allowed me, I can use the 3 month. Yeah, he told me, Santi, you can do whatever you want. It's
Mm-hmm.
yours. Yeah, I haven't time to finish the project, so I think probably you can do better than me. So no problem. You don't need to put me in the credits or
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's yours. I said, okay, thank you very much. I really like it, and that is the story.
It's
That is
it's
the story
unbelievable
pretty
cool.
much. Yeah.
I really,
Also, you
it's one of my favorite. No, actually, I have a lot of favorite works by your, but this is so filmic for me.
yeah.
Absolutely
The
filmic
idea was
history.
trying to generate. Yeah, the idea was just trying to generate something that people relate with the movie. Even it's not an animation. Even this guy is not
Mm-hmm.
walking. I rotate a little bit in order like it looks like he's walking, but he's
Mm-hmm.
never walking. All the time he has this static position
But we don't
like
know
this.
about it. We feel that he is walking by his position too, because you so
I,
pro move him. I don't know how did you do it, but
just rotated. I put it a
rotated.
little bit more diagonal. I don't put it straight. For example, here is a little bit straight, but in the next, can you see? It's like he's giving a step. I just rotate in the vertical axis. I put it a little bit more diagonal in order to create the illusion that the guy is walking, but no, the guy is not walking.
I think you need to be a
Yeah.
director of movies too.
I really like to do art direction. That is
I'm
something
sure that
that
will be perfect. Seriously,
I'm
without jokes,
really,
I'm sure,
I'm
because
really,
it's a talent. It's not simple, because I think, okay, I
yeah,
can to take
yeah.
it from the movies, but to create it by my brain, I think it will be very difficult.
Yeah, you're right. It's not easy. It requires a lot of time, but that is something that I do as a hobby. The art direction is part of architectural visualization, of course, but it's something that I prefer to do more, like a personal project or like a hobby. I need to learn a lot yet. I need to learn a lot, but I'm learning. I really learn a lot during the practice. So
I'm
yeah,
sure.
why not? Great. So there you go. It looks really nice. A wonderful example.
Yeah,
And this is all about close-ups. What do you think?
I think
Easy,
it's
right?
perfect, and it's
Technically,
absolutely
it's
different
easy.
way.
Yeah, technically, it's super easy. Feel free
Mm-hmm.
to play. Feel free to have fun. Feel free to do whatever you think it's going to be cool. Um, but the most important part, I think, it is
Composition
uh,
and materials.
practice your composition skills. That is something that always is going to require a lot of time. The composition skills are really, really important to try to improve that. Yeah. Can you see?
Look at this,
Now,
and you only move, and everything is perfect again. How it's work? Can understand really.
it's because, to be honest, it's because I practice so many times the composition that probably right now it's a little bit easier to me, like decide point of view, test the camera position, and test the lighting. Yeah, I mean, it probably is because of that. Yeah,
Unbelievable.
there you go. Really cool. Really cool. Probably this is something like a hybrid because it's not like super minimalistic, but also I'm not introducing too much elements, as you can
Mm-hmm.
see. So probably I can relate more this like a hybrid close-up, something in between, um, something in between with general close-up, but also a little bit of macro photography as well. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Now, as a homework, I highly recommend
Mm-hmm.
try all the close-up that you want. I'm not going to ask you for a specific number, so you can do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Play a lot with the customization. Have fun. Have fun. Xenia, have fun. That is that is the homework. Have fun with it. Be creative be as much as creative as you can with the compositions, with the bouquet customization, with the amount of blurred effects. So pretty much feel a lot of freedom. That is the best advice that I can give you. Okay.
Okay, I
Something
understand.
really cool to in order to finish this lesson is understand that sometimes objects can
Mm-hmm.
talk. That is really cool and really important. Objects can talk. How is possible? An object can talk. Yeah, an object has a body language. The body language of the object. For example, is not only about it's not only about to put the object in the right place or fix the position of the object. Sorry, it's not about that. Sometimes it is about the link or relationship that you can create with different objects. Or not, sorry, not this project. For example, let me show you this. This is from a all ex-student, also a good friend of mine. People, yeah. There's only one Leonardo Restrepo. Don't worry, there is only one. He
Indeed.
lives in Prague also. Yeah, he was doing this project
Mm-hmm.
when he took my course. Very cool. Yeah, really nice Scandinavian
Mm-hmm.
interior. Yeah, but at the moment that we study close-ups, he did this, and this is amazing. Check this.
Look at this book.
More than that, Xenia, is the connection between the two teapots. They seem that they are talking to each other. They seem they are having a conversation. They seem that they are watching to each other. Can you see?
Yeah,
He's using the objects as a person. Interesting,
sometimes
right?
I see or I never think about it.
Yeah. For example, I have another project. Let me go here. I call it Dinner for Two. It was a really old project from the old B-Ray days when I used to be a B-Ray user yet. Yeah. So if you pay attention, the position of the chairs
Mm-hmm.
suggests that if you imagine people sitting there, you can imagine that these two people are talking to each other. But if I rotate the chair in the opposite direction,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to break that link. I'm going to break that relationship. That is what I'm trying to explain you when I say objects can talk.
I
You can
understand.
create little stories with your objects. Can you see?
Yeah.
And now let me show you also one interesting example, also very old, but really good to explain. The subliminal messages. Okay, so I copied these from a reference, a really nice reference
Mm-hmm.
that I found in the web. Something interesting about this project is, well, you can see, it's a mix between classic style and
Mm-hmm.
modern style. Well, anyway,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of how can I say interesting. The opposites, right? Now, this is going to be even more interesting. I'm using the black color and the leather in order to represent that this is a chair for a guy. Can you see the
Yeah.
straight lines? Its straight lines are kind of square and dark, so I'm using these in order to represent a male personality in the chair. Also, putting this crazy Darth Vader
Yeah.
pillow because a lot of people, especially a lot of male, they like Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's very common. Also, put like a lady magazine on his side. Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
In the other hand, I have this another chair with more organic shapes. Can you see? This is not a square; it's more
Mm-hmm.
organic. So you can compare that with the subtle shapes of a woman, in a way to say, right? Also, if you pay attention to the detail of the pillow, it's a little bit of a irony. It's the hands of a woman and says, "I love you too, honey," and
And eating the
he's
heart.
eating his heart. Exactly, as you can see, a little bit of dark humor.
But I think
Okay,
it's so. I understand what you mean. It's really
yeah.
playing between. It's not about partners, but exactly same in a Frau and a man, and
Exactly. I'm not I'm not using a cliche story
mm-hmm.
that, boyfriend and girlfriend,
Yeah.
husband and wife. No, no, no. It's just a chair for a girl and a chair for a boy, right? In the other hand, can you see this piece of wood at the back? Is
Yeah.
raw wood. Is square. It
Mm-hmm.
looks heavy. It looks
Absolutely.
kind of dirty, like a man, like a man. Looks raw, looks
Mm-hmm.
strong like a man. In the other hand, I have this lamp that looks very thin, looks really stylized. Stylized, I think is the word.
Mm-hmm.
The style looks really thin, looks really subtle. The shape, I can relate that with the shape of the body of a woman.
It's so cool.
Can you see? So you can introduce a lot of hidden messages in your renderings. It's not about select the perfect chairs, the perfect
Mm-hmm.
color. No, no, no. You can play with these subliminal messages and make it look even better with more meaning. You are
Mm-hmm.
adding more meaning to your images. You are not only creating images for fun, you are giving a personality to the objects in order to I don't know, in order to improve the connection with the audience.
I understand what you mean. The history of
Really,
the
really
object and
interesting, right?
symbolism. It's like in all
Symbolism.
arty,
Yes, yes,
in
yes.
old art,
You,
it's possible to see
you
symbolism in everything.
exactly.
I
Yes,
understand
that
what you
is the
mean.
correct and the right word. Symbolism. Yeah, we are adding symbolism in the images in order to make sense the story. It's not like a simple story, like another interior. No, no, no. I'm adding this in order like because I'm not introducing people. It's not necessary to introduce people to tell a story, by the way. You can
Mm-hmm.
tell a story only by using objects, but you need to create a personality for every single project.
It's very important.
It's super important. It's one of the most important parts. What do you
I
think
was
about
always
this?
without soul. My last work. I only look at it and think, oh my god, everything
Yeah,
is schlecht.
but anyway, Xenia, now you know my personal philosophy. Now you understand in the way that I see the use of the furniture
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So for you, it's going to be easier also to relate that, right? Could be
Oh, it's
easy.
not easy,
For
but I will
example,
try.
two pillows with this position looks like they are hugging each other.
Yeah.
I can give you that idea, right? Yeah, they are hugging each other, and so on. You know, it's up to you. Put the things in the way that you believe that is going to work. There's no recipe, there is no formula to put the object in a specific way. No, no. It's all about your creativity. For example, I have this one, Instagram, Thursday. When I was thinking about this close-up, I was thinking about a little bit of melancholy, a little bit of sadness, a little bit of loneliness. I was thinking about those feelings. I want to express those feelings. So, yeah, what it was. 1 second. Oh, this one. Yeah. So I relate when somebody is waiting for you. Most of the time, it could be close to the window, you know, taking a cup of tea, waiting for you. The only fact, if I rotate the teapot and put the teapot watching to the left, is not
Mm-hmm.
going to give you the same sense. I'm using the teapot as a person who is waiting for somebody close to the window, waiting, drinking a little bit of coffee, of tea. So I'm
I
playing
understand.
with the object. I creating a personality. I'm creating a story only with the position of the object. We don't have to be very obviously. That is the challenging part. I'm not going to put a person, a girl or a man in front
Mm-hmm.
of the window waiting, smoking or drinking. No, that is too much obviously. So I can tell the same story in a more subtle way.
It's perfect. I'm sitting
Yeah,
now, and like in how we going to say meditation.
yeah,
Only listening,
exactly.
like,
So you can play with any expression that you want. Loneliness, sadness, happiness. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you to uh, choose emotion and try to use the object in order to show that emotion.
I
That is
understand.
one of the best advices that I can give you for artistic direction. Welcome to the artistic direction world.
Oh, wait, thank you very much. I will try to be one part
Yeah,
of
you will do it. You
this.
will do it
Only
good.
try.
You will do it fine. You will do it fine. Definitely, definitely, you will do it fine. Yeah, these are another close-ups that I did.
And I can to see which who are living in this place.
Yeah. Now, for example,
Ah,
this
only
point of
this
view is like
fragment.
is spying. You know, it's hidden at the
Mm-hmm.
back of the wall, and you're spying what is happening in the bedroom. Yeah, yeah. So it's up to you. It's up to you play with all of this. Okay.
It's very cool.
Great, fantastic, Xenia.
Oh,
So
Sanchez,
I
thank you
think
so much.
welcome. You're welcome. I'm really happy when the students really enjoy the lesson and they learn a lot in a couple of hours. Because that is the idea. It's not necessary to create a complex project, to be honest. You can create amazingly and emotional shots
Mm-hmm.
with a little things, a few things. It's all about how you play with your camera and it's all about how you play with the light. Now you understand how to play it also with the personality of the objects, right?
Yeah. I will
Great.
try. Now I'm started to think what is possible.
Fantastic, Ksenia. Right?
Thank you
So
so much, Santi.
welcome, and see you next week, okay? In order to continue our course.
Yeah, if it will not be ready homework, I think it's okay because maybe I will need a little bit more time. I can to send you after. Yeah,
Sure, fantastic.
Yeah, it's okay.
Fantastic. Ksenia, have a good night. Take care.
Okay. Bye bye. Thank you
Joy.
very much.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye
See you.
bye.
Bye bye. Bye.